Star-Lord Master of the Sun is absolutely dominating the meta in Marvel Snap right now. If you want to know what are the top decks to play and how to beat this card, you're in the right place. Hey, what's up, everybody? Kicker of Elves here. Hope you all are having a fantastic day where you're at. Welcome back to another episode of Marvel Snap Meta Shenanigans, the weekly show where we take a look at how the top decks are performing in the meta. What are the new cards doing? Should you pick them up? Should you skip them? This show is designed to give you a comprehensive look at what's going on in the meta so you can know what to play against. It's a new season. We're 2 days into it. And if you're looking at the screen right here, you probably see something interesting. Star-Lord, Master of the Sun, is absolutely dominating the pre-infinite meta. Normally in this show, we look at just infinite stats, but because we're literally 2 days into the season, today we are looking at player collection level 24,000 plus using untapped premium data and player rank 80 through 100 plus. I use 80 to filter out people who are still in the 70s, so people who have progressed in their climb a little bit. And for the win rate, we're looking at decks sorted by win rate in 600 plus games. Star-Lord, Master of the Sun is absolutely everywhere. I'm just going to come out and say this at the top of the show here. This has been, in my memory, at least since like going back all the way through 2025, the least fun I've had in the first initial 2 days of the season. Star-Lord, Master of the Sun isn't better than Shou-Lao at its peak, but the play patterns it encourages and the kind of decks it wants to go in are making for some of the least fun I've had playing Snap. Just full stop. I'm still going to keep playing. I'm about rank 93 right now at the time of recording this. Nothing's going to stop me. I love this game. But when you make a card like Star-Lord Master of the Sun a season pass versus just releasing it into Series 5, when it's a season pass, most people are going to be able to get their hands on it. Season pass is the most common way I believe that people are spending and engaging with the game's economy. So everybody's getting this. This is clearly a combo card. It is the best energy cheat card in the game, and it's encouraging you to float turns. So many matches right now, at least in my meta. Please sound off in the comments if you're seeing stuff differently. So much of the meta right now, it's been 2 days, but my play experience has been people skipping the first 3 turns of the game, or like playing off curve and getting down a Jim Hammond or a Bruce Banner. And then turn 4, if they play Star-Lord, you play Star-Lord. And if you're going to be able to copy it with like an Absorbing Man or a Grandmaster, you do that. Or if you see that your opponent's done that, you retreat for 1. If you snap and you don't have the combo, you leave. Do you snap? They don't have their combo, they leave. 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. You get a bot and get 4 or 8 cubes, or someone messes up and you stay for you actually see a turn 6. It's pretty terrible right now. I'm just gonna say full stop. This is rough. I cannot think of a early season climb I've enjoyed less since, like, again, going back to 2024. I just can't think of one. It's rough out there. So if you want to jump in on the action, here are the top win rate decks for the climb right now. This is the list that Roram used to hit Infinite, I think rank 1 as well. Pixel Alliance leader, Pixel Alliance represent. This list is insane. I've been running a version of this that doesn't include Legion, but includes Juggernaut. The core thesis of what's going on here is you're trying to float energy, so you're playing off curve. So you play a Jim Hammond or a Sunspot on turn 2. Roram has since replaced Sunspot with a Bruce Banner and said it feels much better. But the idea here is you play off curve, except if you get Luna Snow on 3, you want to play her out. Play Star-Lord on 4, Absorbing Man and Grandmaster the Star-Lord on turn 5, or Zola the Star-Lord on turn 5. Then turn 6, you can do insane stuff like Fin Fang Foom, Eliath, Absorbing Man, Eliath, Red Hulk. You just go insane. It's basically the thesis of the Manspire decks, where you just try to cheat energy with Star-Lord, or not Star-Lord, Fallen One and Symbiote Spider-Man, but Star-Lord has proven to just be the best energy cheat card in the game, and it's all over the place. Similar concept here with the high Evo list. I believe Dexter was sharing this one. This deck wants to do the same sort of idea. Star-Lord on 4, Absorbing Man, Grandmaster on 5, to do some copying of it, and that gives you enough to play like high Evo Hulk and Juggernaut. I like this version of the list better than the high Evo stuff. I think having high evolutionary or needing to try to cope hit with Iron Lad or just high Evo Hulk, Shocker. Again, these are bad cards. If you are earlier on in your series collection, this is a perfectly respectable deck to play. I say they're bad cards in comparison to what I think is the best version of the deck, which is this one right here. Same thing going on with this version of the high Evo one here. It's got Abomination stuff in here. If you're watching this and you're an earlier series player and you have the season pass and you have like Grandmaster Absorbing One, these are cards that have been out for quite some time, or just it's a low investment to get into this. Absolutely play this deck. It's excellent. But this version's got a lot going on. Personally, I say swap Legion for Juggernaut. That's what Derek's done. Derek, at the time of recording this, I believe is rank 1. Again, there's like 19 people in Infinite. There's more than that, but it's a low number. So yeah, this is what we're going to be dealing with for a while. Please let me know in the comments if you're not seeing this. And also, don't forget to vote for your viewer card next week. If you just let me know which card you want me to check out next week of the show, comment what the most likes gets featured. Usually I say last but not least, but last but definitely least, over here in the bottom right is the hella list of Star-Lord Master of the Sun. What this deck is trying to do is, again, you want to play off curve, so you're not playing a one-on-one. If you have Howard the Duck, you wait until turn 2 to play him, so you're always floating energy. And if you floated energy for the first 5 turns of the game, if you play Star-Lord on 5, you can play MODOK into Hela on 6. It's insane, but you're throwing priority. That's the only thing you're doing, is trying to like do this. Yeah, sure, you could blink into something, but like if you don't do MODOK Hela, you are losing. And the better versions of these lists right now are leaning into the fact that everyone's trying to play Star-Lord. Red Hulk is going to soak up energy from when people are floating, and you can just Alioth and Juggernaut to sort of mess up their scam. Check my shorts. I believe my most recent short is me getting 8 cubes off of somebody doing this by doing an Alioth, like a Juggernaut, Alioth, and then absorbing the Alioth. It's pretty crazy. So that's where we're at right now. It's pretty bananas. Let's take a look at our most recent Series 5 card, Moondragon. Now, Moondragon is a 2-cost, 2-power card that says end of turn +2 if you played 1 card this turn, spent all your energy. This is kind of on the opposite side of the spectrum of Star-Lord Master of the Sun. Barely anybody's playing with it. It's got a positive win rate. This card, I might do a full review of it. This card is great if you play it on turn 2 and is garbage any other time. You want to play her on 2 and then get her to like a 210 or a 214, a Doom 2099 deck. It's fine. I've played a few games with her. It's fine, but think about how strong Star-Lord is. And Star-Lord says, I don't care what, you don't need to worry about playing me until turn 5. All you have to do is just play off curve. I'm going to give you 5 energy and I'm going to go to a 410 and you're going to be able to play Juggernaut and High Evo Hulk on the same turn. It's insane. Moondragon, not great. You are safe to skip this card unless you are a Doom 2099 main. And if you're a Doom 2099 main, maybe consider looking at something else. Last week's Series 5 card, Shang-Chi, Master of the Rings. Looking at this over the past, this is data specifically from the latest patch. I should have mentioned that. So since the Shou-Lao nerfs, notice how we did not see Shou-Lao anywhere in those top decks. Shou-Lao is pretty good, but it's just not what people want to be playing. Star-Lord has come in and said, sorry, random dragon character no one's heard of. I'm Chris Pratt, and I'm here to dominate the meta now. Barely anybody's playing this card too. It's got a positive cube rate for this, subset of people, 24,000 plus, and this is just Infinite data, just because it's been out for a little bit longer. You don't need this card. Don't skip this card. Definitely skip this card. This card's terrible unless it gets a buff. People in Infinite are finding some success with it, but there's better cards to be playing. Skipping over Moondragon. The card I like so nice, I may put 2 tabs in there twice. Star-Lord Master of the Sun. This is we're seeing Shou-Lao again. I'll just say it here. I enjoyed the early Shou-Lao meta more than I've enjoyed this Star-Lord meta. This is freaking brutal. An almost 50% popularity and a 56.6% win rate. Positive cubes. This is all anybody's playing. You need to have an answer for this if you're not going to play it or you don't have the season pass card. And that's kind of a rough position to be in. It's tough. This card is absolutely warping. I mean, here's just, again, quick view at some of the decks people are using with him. This is really tough. And this is just in Infinite. So it's insane just how strong this card is. I think Shou-Lao is probably better, but this being like a card for like encouraging combo decks that not everybody's playing combo lists. Everybody's retreating for one if they don't have their combo. it is so much less fun playing combo mirrors versus, at least with Shou-Lao in the early days before people settled on Scarlet Spider. Granted, this is like, I'm talking about like 2-3 days of playtime before people figured it out. People were playing it more like a mid-range card. There was Merlin, Werewolf, Sentry, and Nihilist stuff, and you got to see more turn 6s. That's not happening with Star-Lord Master of the Sun. Now let's talk about Magus here. Interesting here. When we get into Infinite, people are going to start being like cooking up some stuff. Once you're already in there, you're probably a very good player to be there already. And Magus is pretty much a DOA. If you just get the super premium season pass because you like getting that card out of the pool, you like the art, the extra value, whatever it is, that's fine. But if you are looking to get a card based on its power level, and you're like, oh, should I buy the super premium season pass because I want a strong card? Magus is DOA because of this portion of its text without using its on reveal. Had it released as it had been data mined, where it was the same text, but it read like it could copy on reveals, or at least it didn't say it definitely couldn't, we'd be in like a Mr. Negative meta. This would be better than Star-Lord for sure, because this acts as essentially a second copy of Mr. Negative in your deck. But that would have been better than the meta we're in right now. Again, I'm saying meta, don't get tripped up on that. Some people hear meta and they think, oh, this the meta's barely formed. It's been 2 days. The start of this season, what we've been playing for the past 2 days, would have been better if Magus released being able to copy on reveals and Star-Lord didn't gain the power. If it didn't gain the power, this card wouldn't be as good, because procking it multiple times and grandmastering it and absorbing manning it would just be in the energy sheet. It'd still be a bad statted card. If this card was worse and Magus was the dominant card and everyone was trying to do Mr. Negative stuff, people would just play Mobius. That is a way to tech against it. There is not tech against this. The only tech you can really do against this is playing Supergiant, but you need to play Supergiant on 4. And when you are playing Supergiant on 4, and you just start seeing, you know the kind of deck that's going to be showing up. These lists bouncing around a little bit, you can just play Wave on 3. If you think like, oh, look, they're playing Master Mold, they're gonna get me. Wave on 3, Red Hulk or Fin Fang Foom, ideally Fin Fang Foom on 4. They're gonna do the whole like, oh, the next card you play here, you do Supergiant, you just play Arnim Zola next to Fin Fang Foom in an open location. Who cares if they played Negasonic Teenage Warhead on your 0 power Arnim Zola? You copy Fin Fang Foom, you're gonna win those matches anyway. Magus is DOA because of its text. Because it can't copy on reveals. I have not played with this card once. I played against some people who are playing it, and it just makes it easier to win and climb. So don't get Magus. Quick look at Shou-Lao the Undying and his performance since the nerfs in Infinite. Still strong win rate. His popularity has fallen off a cliff due to Star-Lord's emergence. This is insert the meme of Andy holding Buzz and dropping down Woody being, I don't want to play with you anymore. This is just like last year. We had Iron Patriot in January into Sam Wilson in February. Now the history repeats itself. Shou-Lao in January, Star-Lord in February. It's wild just how much of a fall off this card has had. It's ironically pretty good into Star-Lord decks, but it's just not the very tip top of things. So close things out. These are the decks dominating right now. I've spoiled things. These are the Star-Lord Master of Sun is everywhere. But what if you don't have the Season Pass? What if you don't want to play the Season Pass? Quick look at the same set of data here. We're looking at 80 to 100. Win rate, I've dropped down the win rate parameters a little bit so you could see more. The Dragon of the Moon Master Mold Ronin Supergiant list is kind of the apex predator into the Star-Lord list, but you need to be playing Supergiant on 4. If you don't, you are folding things. You play Supergiant on 4, you try to snipe them with a Negasonic Teenage Warhead or Shadow King. This deck, is, as you can see by its win rate and cube rate here, is doing quite well, but it's not like you're banking on every play playing Star-Lord, and they can still pop off. I've beaten this deck with doing just like, oh, they played a Hydra Bob and a Master Mold. Okay, I'm not gonna wait till turn 5 to do my energy cheat thing. I'm gonna wave into something big and then copying it, because they don't really have a ton of points here if you're not playing perfectly on curve. You could play ramp. You can play Living Tribunal. I believe this is the list. You can do like a Splat Tribunal thing with Mr. Fantastic, Onslaught, stuff like that. I believe this is what Cougar used to hit Infinite. You can play Galacti, but this is the class of the meta. It's Star-Lord. He's everywhere. Now for our viewer card of the week. Every week we ask someone in the comments here on YouTube to let me know which card they want me to check out in next week's channel. Please, if you're watching, you're going to leave a comment. Just leave a comment letting me know which card you want me to check out next week. The comment with the most likes gets featured. This week comes from ALZ397, who ironically said, I know I'm not going to get all the likes, but one day I would very much love for you to talk about two of my fave cards of last year, Esme Cuckoo and Viv Vision. Both cards are a huge help to any deck IMO. And they talk about Kingdom Hearts, because the lore segment in last week's video talked about Kingdom Hearts. Stick around to the end of the video if you're a real one for some Kicker of Elves lore. So, we're going to talk about Esme Cuckoo. Just please leave one card in the comments just to keep the briefer we keep this, because Lord knows I could talk forever. The more likely YouTube push it out to more people. I would love for these all to be 2-hour-long videos, because boy, I could do it, but then folks wouldn't watch it. And my YouTube analytics, it's a little bit late over here. I'm like rambling about YouTube analytics. If you made it this far, appreciate it. Let's talk about Esme Cuckoo. So she's got a positive cube rate. Win rate of 46.3%. I'm looking at infinite stats only. Again, 24,000 plus collection level. The reason I do that is because those players are going to either be close to collection complete or competitively complete, meaning that they are buying the meta relevant cards and like maybe skipping out on like a Colonel America if they don't play discard. But yeah, 46.3% win rate is really bad. The cube rate's positive because the decks that she would go in would be like these big Moonstone pop-offs or negative. A lot of the negative lists do not run Esme anymore, just because even though she is kind of like trying to, gives you a chance at making a Mr. Negative copy, she just really doesn't see a lot of play. 1.1% popularity is rough. Just looking at some of the decks here, I like Mr. Negative is probably the best place to try and to play her. For a second, I looked over here. I was like, oh, I like this Pixie version, but like 250 games, average minus 0.5 cubes. Wouldn't play this. If you want to play Esme, Negative's a great spot for it. Or, I've seen some stuff with like the Bast Agent Venom decks, but those lists just really aren't that capable. And yeah, Esme is a cool card in concept. She's maybe one of the biggest duds in terms of season pass cards released last year. If you're a big Esme fan, no worries. Always you should play the cards you like to play. But if you think about the strength of season pass cards like Iron Patriot, Sam Wilson, Merlin, just Mr. Fantastic first steps before he got nerfed. Esme Cuckoo as like the season pass card really only goes in a narrow selection of decks, and she just did not have the staying power. But both these negative versions are fine. Ironically, doing like a negative destroy variation into this crazy Fing Fang Foom Star-Lord Master of the Sun meta, if you pop off with this, you blow something up and then you copy a null with a Mystique, you're probably going to win. So there's some hope there. So again, Als, thank you for the comment. Thanks everybody for commenting on the video and liking this one up. Esme Cuckoo is our card of the week. Please leave a comment below. Let me know which card you want me to check out next week, and the comment with the most likes gets featured. All right, for the real ones who've made it to the end of the video, it is time for some Kicker of Elves lore. Each week on Marvel Snap Meta Shenanigans, we go back to the wall of trinkets and goodies that I have in my background, which just contain a lot of objects of personal importance to me, and we talk about them a little bit. It's not really to do with Marvel Snap. We close things off with a little bit of a lore segment. Today we're looking at the one amiibo I own, which is this Link from Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now, I freaking love Breath of the Wild. A lot of people, when it came out, which is almost 10 years ago, which is brutal, came out with the launch of the Switch. A lot of people said it was overhyped because you had tons of people saying it's the best game of all time. Not the best game of all time, but I freaking love it. It's easily my favorite Zelda game. It got me to buy an amiibo here, and it really does, like, if you... For like a decade leading up to Breath of the Wild, like all the Ubisoft, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry's, fun games, but like you got to the standard codified version of the open world template, and Breath of the Wild kind of blew that in half. It just, the amount of freedom, the physics, the expression you could do in that game, while also being like a mainline Nintendo, like polished up experience, was nuts. That was the killer app for the Switch. and I freaking loved it. I mean, Legend of Zelda in general, I think a lot of people my age or even a little bit older have a lot of fondness for that. I ironically don't have a lot of fondness for the Zelda series. Ocarina of Time was one of the first video games I played. I remember getting N64 on Christmas, and I played like it for hours and hours and like barely progressed. And then I got so scared of the boulder. I was young. I got so scared of the boulder in the beginning and like kept asking my mom, who like had never played a video game, to like, can you beat that for me? Like there was a period of like coming back from school. I was super little, being like, did you beat that part in Zelda? And she'd be like, no, I didn't play the video game for you. But I still keep Link up here. I never beat Tears of the Kingdom. Just like I kind of fell off of it. Maybe I should get back to it, but cool arrow, gives you some good items in there. And yeah, maybe it's time to replay Breath of the Wild. I associate that with summer a lot. I did get that, and I got my Switch in the summertime in 2017. So like I only had Breath of the Wild for a while. So summer vibes. Do y'all have any amiibos? You guys big Nintendo fans? I love Pokemon, but I'm not like a big Nintendo diehard. I don't even have a Switch 2 yet. So let me know. Tell me what amiibos you have. And also, please comment which card you want me to check out this week. I don't know why, just because we're at the very end here. Only the folks who are like real fans are going to be sticking around to hear this, not just bouncing off. I get anxiety about that, where it's like, I'm like, no one's going to comment. I'm not going to be able to do that segment. So if you're watching this, please, please save my creator anxiety. Hit me up with the cards you want me to check out next week. Thank you for bearing with me on this wild start to the meta. I'm not loving the game right now. This has been the lowest I've been on it in quite some time. I didn't take a break. I just wasn't playing Snap as much in like August, like September, because I was playing a ton of Destiny Rising at the time. But it wasn't due to like me being like, oh, I don't like this game as much. I was just like, oh, there's another mobile game I'm super into. Right now, I'm just like, oh, like I'm like, I want to finish my Infinite Climb, want to keep doing that, but I love the game. And I love making videos. That's not going to change. But I'm just like, these Star-Lord mirrors, here we go. And I don't want to play Supergiant. So that's on me, I guess. But thank y'all for watching. Check out the video that's on your screen right now. Hit that sub button, like, comment, do all that good stuff. I'm Kicker of Elves. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.